and welcome to the House of the Lord Ministries. I'm Reverend C.L. Jackson, Senior Pastor and Director for Man Questions, the Bible Answers. Truth. Truth. Overwhelming and compelling is the truth. Simple as that. I don't know what else to say about it. The truth is said to set you free. Yeah, it will. But you need to ask the questions that bring light to the truth in the first place, right? Now, John 8:32 says, then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Christian truth is the truth we're talking about today. Right now, I have all 12 Bible scholars here. Unusual to have it that way. We thank you for being here today, brothers and sisters. We appreciate it. As we take on another question that comes from the scriptures that you've done a lot of good work on. We like that. Our Bible scholars here at House of the Lord Ministries wants to present the truth of the Christian faith in a compelling and relevant as well as an overwhelmingly practical way. That's what we're here for. Our mission is to take your questions, issues, struggles, and disagreements within the Christian faith and shine the truth of God's word on them. You see, we believe the truth of God's word is overwhelmingly compelling and must be heard as well as understood. That's what we're here to do just that. So now, inevitably, somebody's going to ask you, Pastor, what is the truth? There are many theories of the truth from the scriptures because man has many views. But you must agree there can only be one truth, right? Hey, tell me now. If I'm wrong, let me know. I don't like being wrong, you know that. Man's view of the truth may be, and in most cases, is misguided. Misguided by the evil one, Satan himself. True. The question today comes from Tina Harper of Birmingham, Alabama, brothers, sisters. And Tina is about to join the United States Army and about to take an oath. She wants to know, Pastor Johnson, what does the Bible say about taking of oaths? An oath, Tina, is a solemn, formal declaration or promise to fulfill a pledge, often calling on God as a witness. It may be oral or it could be written. Some may think that it is wrong to take an oath because Jesus said, do not swear an oath at all. Just let your word yes mean yes and your no, no. Because anything other than that, anything that goes beyond that comes from the wicked one, Satan himself. Matthew 5:33-37. Now, of course, Jesus knew. He knew that the Mosaic law required certain oaths that faithful servants of God had made sworn oaths. Genesis 14:22-23 and Exodus 22:10 and 11. He also knew that God himself swore oaths. Hebrews 6:13-17. So Jesus could not have meant that we should never take an oath. That's not it. Rather, he was warning us against taking oaths that are trivial or meaningless. We should view the keeping of our word as a sacred duty. We must mean what we say and say what we mean. Make it perfect. perfectly clear. So, what then should you do, Pastor, if you're about to swear an oath? If someone has asked you to take an oath, what are you going to do? Well, first, make sure that you can do what you swear to do. If you are not sure, it would be best that you not take the oath. God's word warns us clearly, better for you not to bow than to bow and not pay. Ecclesiastes 5:5. Next, I want you to consider scriptural principles that relate to the oath, and then act in harmony with your trained Bible conscience. So, what are some of these scriptural principles that we're talking about in here? Let me know what it is, Pastor. Well, a man taking an oath in court, his right hand is raised and his left hand is on the Bible. You see, some oaths are compatible with God's will. For example, we Christians, believe it or not, we Christians vow when being joined in holy ceremony, don't we? These vows are a type of oath. Before God and eyewitnesses, the bride and the groom promise they will love, cherish, and respect each other, and that they will do so for as long as they both may live. Now, others, couples, they say the exact words, but maybe not the exact same words, but they still make a vow before God, don't they? They are then pronounced husband and wife. And their marriage is expected to be a lifelong bond. Genesis 2:24, 1 Corinthians 7:39. Now, this arrangement is proper. It's fitting and in harmony with God's will. It's in harmony. This is what he would want you to do. Some oaths are in conflict with God's will. Oh, my goodness. I'm getting ready to get beat up on here in a few seconds, but I'm finished this. But I'm going to have to say it just like it is. Tell it like it is. Because a true Christian, and you all know what that is, right? A true Christian would not take such an oath as to defend a country with arms or to renounce faith in God. Doing so would violate God's commandment that Christians are to be no part of the world. No part. So we cannot get involved in the controversies and the conflicts of the world. Simple as that. John 15:19. Isaiah 2:4. We don't get involved in that. Now, some oaths are a matter of conscience. That's understood. At times, we may need to evaluate an oath carefully in the light of Jesus' counsel to pay back Caesar's things to Caesar, but God's things to God. Luke 20:25. Now, here's a classic example. A Christian applies for a citizenship or for a passport, and he learns that he is required to take an oath of allegiance. Now, if in that country such an oath means swearing to act in a way clearly contrary to God's law, his Bible-trained conscience would not allow him to take it. However, now, some of the governments may allow him to modify the wording of the oath to accommodate his conscience, his feelings, his beliefs. taking a modified oath of allegiance may be in harmony with principles found at Romans 13:1, which simply says, let every person be in subjection to the superior authorities. So the Christian may decide that there is nothing objectionable about swearing to do something that God already obligates us to do. Conscience, my brother, your conscience also plays a role if you are asked to use an object or to make a gesture while swearing an oath. The ancient Romans swore by their swords, invoking the power of a war god as a guarantee of that person's trustworthiness. And the Greeks raised a hand to heaven when taking an oath. And by doing that, they recognize that there is a divine power who observes what is said and what is done, and to whom humans are accountable. Sits high, sees low, knows it all. And you are accountable for all your actions. Am I right? Yeah, I think I am. Of course, a servant of God would not swear on any national emblem connected to false worship. But what if you are asked in a court of law to place your hand on the Bible and swear to give truthful testimony? Well, now, in that case, you may decide to do so, since the scriptures tell of faithful ones who accompanied an oath with a gesture. Genesis 24:2, 3, 9, and 47:29-31. It is important to remember, brothers, that if you take such an oath, you are swearing before God that you will tell the truth. The truth. You need to be prepared to answer truthfully any question that may be asked of you. Be ready for it. And if you're not, don't take the oath. Don't swear. I got a list of Bible principles that you should consider before taking an oath. And I have it written down here, but I want you to understand. First of all, Matthew 5:37. Let your word yes mean yes, and your no mean no. Anything else comes from the wicked one himself. Also, John 15:19. You are no part of the world. You're not a part of the world. You were purchased. You were pulled out of the world, dusted off, and set on your way. You now know the truth. So going back any other direction, that's not going to work. And because you are no part of the world, you don't do what the world does. Oh, yeah. We still do. Some of us still try to hang in the world Monday through Saturday. Then on Sunday, we come in and try to be righteous. Also, Deuteronomy 5:9. God, your God, requires exclusive devotion. Exclusive. No ifs, no ands, no buts. Not today, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, but not today. Now, exclusive devotion, period, at all times. And Romans 13:1. Be in subjection to the superior authorities. Now, Luke 20:25 says, pay back Caesar's things to Caesar, but God's things to God. And 1 Peter, we don't want to forget 1 Peter, brothers, 2:12. Maintain your conduct fine among the nations, so that they may be eyewitnesses of your fine works. Those are some principles that you should take with you on a daily basis and keep in mind. We treasure our relationship with God. We should prayerfully consider any oath we are asked to take, making sure that it will not violate our conscience or Bible principle. Now, if you decide to take an oath, you must be sure to keep it. 1 Peter 2:12. And that, my brothers and sisters, we're out of time. That is the God-honest truth. I pray, Tina, that this answers your question and that you're able to take the oath or not. Because this is the words of God. Also, as we leave you, as we close, I want to remember that if you have someone or know someone that needs questions asked or answered rather, have them call us. 740-733-8453. Again, 740-733-8453, and leave your question. The Bible scholars will go through the Bible. They will scour the Bible for an answer to your question, and then we'll put it on the air. So, until next time, may God walk with you. May he hold your hand and you hold his. May he lead each and every footstep that you should not go wrong. And until I see you again, go in peace.